Hello Pisces, my name is Tiffany from Tiffany's Tarology, and it's so good to be here with all of you today. We are going to dive into a reading for you. Pisces, I wanted to say thank you to each and every one of you who has booked a reading with me, but I do have a small request. Since we aren't meeting up face to face, if you could add additional details to your questions, giving me some backstory, giving me some information, telling me a little bit about what you've been going through, and not just asking like, what will happen to me with this person, or, what does this person think about me? It will help a lot because I'm very talkative. I use your energy and kind of a back and forth conversation a bit during my lives that I can't do during the pre-recordeds. So it will help. But I am very thankful for all of the subscriptions that we have gotten, all of the super thanks, and all of the bookings. So Pisces, let's dive into your reading today. I hope you're doing well. And I want to just do tarot. Just a simple, easy message and see what it is the Spirit has in store for you today. All right, Spirit guides, starting off with Pisces' current situation. What do they need to know today? All right, we have the Magician and we have the Seven of Wands. You are protecting what you're building. You are looking after your creation. This can be about so many things, but the Magician to the Seven of Wands is someone having to defend their beliefs, protect what they believe, put a layer of protection around your manifestations and your thoughts and creations. I'm really very curious to see how this is going to build. What have you been manifesting? What have you been creating? What is going on as far as your ability to call in your manifestations? We just did a reading yesterday on what could be blocking your manifestations. Is that a manifestation block? Let's see. What's challenging this, Spirit? Relationships. Okay. So right away, what I see here is you may have toxic people in your life who don't believe in you, who don't hold the same vision as you, and who do not necessarily agree with who you are becoming. And what you have to do, Pisces, is put a layer of protection around that which you hold nearest and dearest to you. And I feel that these people here, whether they have good intentions or not, may be infringing upon what you believe in, what you hold nearest and dearest to yourself. They could be also trying to block what you're trying to bring in. Let's dive deeper. What are Pisces' strengths at this time? You have the High Priestess, the Eight of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles. So it seems that no matter what these people do, you know that inherently you have a spiritual gift. You have this foresight, this understanding, seeing beyond the veil that they may not understand. This reminds me a lot of a reel I shared in a YouTube short that I shared on healing the witch wound. And so it seems like it may be coming through this reading right now. When people don't support you, when they don't respect your beliefs, when they question your values, it can be difficult to stand in your power. So there's an energy here, Pisces, of with the High Priestess, you see the third road. Spirituality is more expansive to you than it is to other people. You are also able to look at situations involving energy, spirituality, religion, magic, and see a more beautiful side of that. Whereas the people around you, they may be questioning your magic. They may be questioning what it is that you practice, or you may have recently had an argument or some kind of dispute, an incident surrounding your beliefs. And when I see this Two of Cups, it also is making me think that it's probably people you're closest with. So this isn't some random stranger. Although some of you it could have been. But for most of you, these are people that you are intimately connected with. Whether they're old classmates, whether they are family members, whether this is someone that you would call a friend or a best friend. And one of the things that I've noticed over the years is I looked back at a friendship that I lost of 10 years. And the reason we had to walk away was because of the way that she presented that I was sinning. I was sinning, and I just didn't, I could not deal with someone who was projecting and casting so much judgment upon me. So the Eight of Swords and the Page of Pentacles here in your strengths is also letting me know that you're no longer this person. You're no longer willing to be trapped in a cage following mandates and constructs and the way that society has told you should be. And instead you are going in a direction that feels new to you. It may be something that you've never experienced before. So a lot of Pisces are going through upgrades with their beliefs, upgrades with the way in which they are able to channel their magic, and their gifts are increasing. So I see here again a person who is releasing those constructs, releasing the energy of what they were once taught and told is truth. And they are setting out on an energy, I was not even say on an energy, but like on a new spiritual path, to get in touch with what they know is their highest truth. And you're in the throes of learning new things all the time. I feel like for Pisces, spirituality is multifaceted. There's so many layers, so many different paths and different ways in which you can be connected. I even have a lot of you on here who are still very much so connected to your religion. Or you say you follow Jesus Christ, maybe more so as an ascended master. But you understand spirituality is very expansive. And it shouldn't mean that anyone has the right to challenge those beliefs. You are learning to stand in your power and use your voice. All right. We have area of focus for Pisces in regard to their beliefs, their creation, their manifestations. All right, we have the Hanged Man. And we have the Two of Swords. So what I see here is you actually, for many years, had to actually block out a lot of people who did not agree with you. This could have meant you went into a little bit of a hermit mode and focused on your spiritual walk and your spiritual journey. But here I see this kind of block over the heart. And the Hanged Man was you getting more perspective, you understanding spirituality for yourself, you asking a lot of questions. And in some ways, this Two of Swords, once you took yourself away from other people and began to understand who you are, I see you also having to make decisions about what do you believe now? Where are you going? And your spirit team wants you to continue to focus on where's your spiritual path taking you? What have you gained over these last few years of isolation, deep diving into your spiritual walk, and also maybe uncovering some spiritual abilities that you had? I know for one, my family actually had me sit down and we had to have a very long talk about them not wanting me to follow this path with astrology and tarot because it was of the devil. So there may have been this period in your life where you too had to walk away from people who put you down. And you had to really uncover and become enlightened about what spirituality really is, but on your own. And again, with this Hanged Man, this is a Pisces energy. I also do see that you've had a change in perspective. The full moon in Scorpio that we just had does trigger the 9th house of spiritual beliefs. And so some of you may be coming to conclusions about where you stand spiritually, what you will and will not allow into your space. Maybe some of your spiritual practices that you had, 6 months ago have really taken off to the next level. But this is a beautiful thing, Pisces. You're planting seeds that are going to help you to become successful in your spiritual walk. And they're bringing you way more peace, clarity, and happiness than where you were before. Because again, with that Eight of Swords, you may have really felt trapped by ideologies that were not your own. And now you're living a life that is for you. So Spirit Team, what's the near future for Pisces and their creation, their manifestation, their beliefs? Yeah, Spirit says it's right back out. Ace of Cups. You now are building and growing into the most happy, at peace, spiritually aligned person that you could ever be. Where you were before, there was so much doubt, there was so much restriction. Maybe there were certain things you could not do, or you're getting out of a religious cult or a sect of religion where you felt bound. And now I see you with that Ace of Cups, finding peace, joy, clarity, a closer relationship to God, and also finding other people along this road where you actually feel extremely happy to be in partnership with them. Celebrating with soul family who get you, who understand you, who choose the same thing that you choose every single day, and that is to be spiritually free. And that's what I feel for you. Near future, if you haven't already felt that energy coming through, Pisces, a lot of you are finding soul family. You're changing who you're surrounding yourselves with. There's a pull away from old groups, especially because Pluto for the last 15 years was going through your 11th house of friendships and connections. So when I lost that friend, probably about 12, we were friends for about 10 years, maybe like 6 years ago, I would say. I now understand that as Pluto was going through my 11th house, it was almost destined for something like that to happen because of the fact that it helped us to restructure who we were surrounding ourselves with. And now I've come into contact with so many beautiful souls like you who are soul family, who understand me. And you likely are finding more soul family too because you are aligning with your highest self. If you're on this channel, I'm attracting those kind of people. All right, Spirit team, recent past. What were some influences in their recent past on their spiritual walk? Yeah, so we have the World card and we have the Emperor. So there were strong dogmatic structures. I'm definitely seeing like religious rulers, father figures, people in high authority over you who you walked away from. They did hold a high regard for you. And they did want what's best for you. I don't see any malicious intent with these people, especially these like leaders. But there was also this overbearing energy that I think many of you felt from this Emperor energy. And with the World card, it's like you came into full completion. You understood this is not who I am. This is not the way that I want to lead my life. This is not the direction I want to go. I learned valuable lessons from this particular part of my life. But in order for me to be more spiritually aligned, in order for me to be able to create the life that I want to live, you ended things there. And that's where that that's where that World card comes in with the Emperor. And I think for many of you, walking away from those structures was not easy. I'm not seeing any sad cards here. I'm really not. But I feel that there could have been times where you weren't so strong, when you weren't in that Seven of Wands energy, where you had the strength to defend yourself. I feel that there could have been times when it was difficult, where you maybe cried because you lost friendships, because your family judged you. But now I see a strength, because in order for you to complete the mission that you came on this earth to do, you had to walk away. And many of you are finding stability in this new walk. So I'm seeing the Fool card here. So taking a leap of faith, learning new things about, what you believe spiritually, and building a strong spiritual foundation for yourself. Some of you, it was also meant to be a way in which you made money, a way in which that you could uncover parts of yourself that were hidden for so long. Many of you may also be in the throes of going through a shift in your career, when I'm seeing that Eight of Pentacles to the Ten of Pentacles, that Eight of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles. This is also not only a spiritual walk for you, but also a vocation, something you were meant to do and teach others and make a living from your spirituality. And a lot of Pisces, that's what we do. You can be pastors, you can be priests, you can be tarot readers, you can be Reiki healers. You work with your hands, you're artists, your writers, your screenwriters, your photographers. There was something about the way that you could be more expansive. So maybe for some of you, this is coming through as well. You being in an industry that your family didn't agree with because it was more secular could have also been why they looked at you strange. Like maybe you're this amazing photographer, but the things that you were taking pictures of would have been considered to be provocative. Throat chakra closed again, and those 3 cards just came back to the bottom of the deck. So confirmation there. It was blocking you from financial abundance. Interesting. All right. So next we have is your advice from your spirit team. 3 of Swords. So, okay, this is what I was feeling. It's not showing tears, right? Throat chakra blockage. But the 3 of Swords is an energy here of allowing yourself to go through this hurt. Your advice from your team is they see that you've gone through a lot, that it was a struggle to let go of all these people, of these situations. It was hard to maybe move into a place of isolation, because I am seeing here the 9 of Pentacles, that you may have had to move away from people that you loved, broken off relationships. Some of you could have even had partners who were not supportive of your new dreams and your new walk. Because I'll tell you one thing, when I got with my husband in 2019, I was not a tarot reader. I didn't even have a tarot deck in 2019. So he has seen me become a completely new person from about 2020 forward. A mass awakening happened for many souls in 2020. Mine was coming in at the end of 2019, and when I got sent home because of COVID for a couple of weeks, it really changed my life. Same for a lot of you. Our whole life went through a massive shift. And so for many of you, going through difficulties where you had to go into the single energy that the 9 of Pentacles can represent in order to shed the weight of a lot of things that were impacting the heart. Again, I see that the heart was blocked. The heart went through a lot of massive transformation, but only to give you new beginnings, Pisces. So if you're still struggling right now with the heartbreak, with the loss, understand that it is going to be replaced, and not replaced in a way that means that the old people and the old life that you used to live, that it has no value, but that the right people that are in vibrational alignment with who you are, who share the same desires and frequency, they are being called into your space. And I also notice how this 3 of Swords fell under the 2 of Cups. So definitely a fracture, maybe a misalignment of people that you were really close to, especially family, but it could also have been love. Yeah, when my family sat me down, it was January of 2023. That was a hard day. I felt like I was being interrogated for my beliefs, and I just had to stand there and kind of deal with it. And then, I've gone through a big shift since, but it was hard. And so I send my support, my love to all of you to just defend who you are. Don't allow other people... Yeah, definitely defend who you are. Don't allow other people to bully you. You are in charge of your life, your soul, your journey. And if they don't like who you are, you may have people spying and being nosy about this walk that you're on. Let them. You have been chosen to do a certain thing and live a certain way and go down a specific path. You may see 144 all the time and be associated with the chosen ones, okay? That's an angel number that I see all the time now. 144 is a angel number for the chosen ones. All right, spirit team. So we have here... Sorry, your environment. I was forgetting what it was called. So we have the 10 of Swords. Tell me more. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, okay. So you have in the environment, you have the 10 of Swords. You have the Queen of Pentacles. You have the Knight of Swords and the Page of Swords. So what I see here is someone, and this is you, in the environment who was hit with a lot of harshness. Your environment that you were in, the one that you came from, this could have even been years removed. Maybe Spirit just wants to bring this up to you now. The environment was becoming toxic. It was leading you to be self-depleted. I remember when I was going through this, I started a healing series on a different YouTube because I was done feeling like this. I was done having all these swords in my back. One of the things that we pay attention to in the 10 of Swords is that the horizon is starting to lighten over this darkness here, right? So you were down, but you weren't dead type of energy. This is an energy here where you had a lot of people projecting, a lot of people having something to say, a lot of people coming to you with negativity, and they were coming in harshly. You were defending yourself, but you had a little bit, maybe less fight in you at that time, or maybe you were new to this transition. Maybe there was just something that had awakened you and you were just recently starting to understand and unravel what you believed. And I feel like there was this energy here that was really trying to take you off course, force you to be something that you were not, challenge your belief systems. And here you were gathering information, turning your cheek, honestly, to this energy and continuing to learn. There is such an energy of courage and strength, although you may not have felt strong. I brought this up yesterday and it's coming through again. My husband was watching The Sword in the Stone. I fell asleep for most of the movie, but when he was about to pull the sword out of the stone, my guides randomly woke me up from my sleep and I saw Arthur pull the sword out of the stone. He was kind of the young wimpy kid, just like the page can be, right? There is something about you that people don't understand, that people don't see. They don't understand that this is something you were called to do. People didn't believe that Arthur should be able to pull that sword from that stone, but he did. And they even put the sword back in the stone and tried to act like someone else could pull it out. But no, only Arthur had that ability to pull the stone out because he was chosen by God for whatever reason. I didn't watch the whole movie, so I don't know if they ever said why, but he became king. They had to honor him. So even though people right now may be projecting at you, chastising you, bullying you, making you second guess your walk, or even if this happened to you in the past, and again, Spirit's just bringing this back up just for confirmation, you are doing nothing wrong. Your environment shows someone who's humble, someone who is just practicing what they believe, someone who is honing in on what makes them happy. This is something that, again, is bringing abundance into your life. This is allowing you to live a better life. It has probably greatly increased your value of your own self. Your walk with God could have changed massively, and you now see the truth of who you really are. I see someone sitting in so much beauty and so much alignment. And no matter what they try to do to shake you, it not only reinforced you to learn more about your walk, but I think it really pushed you away because I know it did for me, and it pushed me into deeper learning than I ever could have done if these people hadn't tried to push me away. And I'm now a teacher. Yeah, there's a lot of conflict, arguments, and fights. I'm now a teacher of this craft because this was always meant for me. And I feel like many of you who are listening to this, High Priestess, Queen of Pentacles, this is a gift that you have that is going to bring in so much prosperity into your life. And this is not just financial, but it is also financial. But it's also going to bring grounding, a peaceful home, a better relationship within the home, better aligned friendships, more health into the body, more peace in your everyday life. And also just this understanding that you are really walking into a divine energy, a divine feminine energy too, I'm feeling, for a lot of you, that needed to be expressed and could only have been expressed by you choosing to go down this path. You're no longer bound to the old version of yourself, and you see things for what they truly are. Hopes and fears as Pisces goes down this new spiritual journey, this new spiritual walk. Strength. You just want to be able to say that you are supported, that you're taken care of. Pisces, you are supported and protected. I keep this mantra here every single day. You are supported and protected. On the back is the sacred geometry. It's a beautiful sacred geometry. I wear the necklace every day on my neck. Your guides want you to know how loved you are, how supported you are. That even though this has been a very difficult period of your life, where you have gone through the loss of so many things and people that you love, you could have even self-sabotaged yourself at times, or doubted this path or this walk, or felt weak, felt alone. You are being given the tribe. You're being given the ability to open up to your gifts even more. And this all had to happen. This energy of maybe feeling alone or lonesome comes through heavily. But this walk is not always going to be a cakewalk. This walk is one that we choose. But this time around, in this lifetime. Many of us are reigniting, refueling, reinvigorating old gifts from past lives that we weren't able to dive into in the past. And so now is the time, this is the lifetime where you can expound upon those gifts. And you have support, Pisces. Work hard on these gifts. And you will go through trial and tribulation of things that fit and don't fit. Everyone doesn't want to be called a healer. Everyone doesn't want to be called a witch. Everyone doesn't want to be called the chosen. Everyone doesn't want to be associated as using magic or spells. Some people prefer to say they're doing prayers. Some of you will go down a more yogi path. Others of you a shamanic path. Others of you a healer path. Others of you a teaching path. That's all being opened up to you right now. But whatever it is, you are definitely reconnecting with an old gift that you've had. And some of you have felt this pull since childhood to do something that's going to bring a lot of joy into your life. A lot of prosperity energy lives here. And you're going to do it on your own. And it's going to be a journey that you take. That's a risk that others are not going to understand. And it's going to take some time for you to see the true results. But it's going to be a prosperous path. You are supported on this journey and you are protected. Potential outcome for Pisces. This is beautiful energy. Wow, okay. We have the Five of Wands and the King of Wands. So what I see here is, through all the fighting, the persecution, the energy of feeling very attacked, going through people bad-mouthing you, not appreciating you, shunning you, telling you where you went wrong and why you shouldn't believe what you believe. I see this energy of the King of Wands stepping into their power, stepping into their fire, having this magic wielded in this wand, knowing that you are able to be your individualistic self. You're able to be in your power, stepping into maybe an entrepreneur role where you utilize the gifts you've been given. But there is a beauty and there is also power that I see that is beginning to erupt in you. And this is present energy. This is outcome energy. And I see a beautiful understanding of who you are and maybe who you always were. They didn't want you to know that strength. They didn't want you to feel this wish fulfillment. Nine of Cups on the bottom of the deck, with the Ace of Pentacles below that. This is a time in your life where your gifts, your power, your notoriety are going to create ripple effects in the world. And this was always meant to happen. But people wanted to keep you stuck. People wanted you to be on this juggling act with these Two of Pentacles. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Should I follow this new path? Should I not? Does it align with my highest truth? And if you were to continue down that path, you would have never reached your 10 of Pentacles because you would have just been stuck in this energy of, I don't know, should I, shouldn't I? But you recently, again, Pisces, went through a transition where you left the old behind. And it wasn't always easy. May have lost friends. You may have been judged, ridiculed. People may have spread rumors about you. The closest people, even family, may have slandered you. I've dealt with it, okay? I'm here with you. But you still decided what's best for me would be to reconnect to my truth. And the swords represent truth. And you're moving towards a truer version of yourself, in spite of all the ridicule. So I'm proud of you, Pisces. And I know that good things are coming for you. I'm going to pull some oracle for you. And we're going to end out your message here. So Spirit Guides, any messages of encouragement? All right. So this is talking about rumors, people talking about you, judgment, psychological projection. That is all something that you are going to have to go through in this walk, but you don't have to accept it. When I have people come into my world now with these projections of my walk with God, I have them flip the narrative and ask themselves, what is it that is wrong with them? Or what are they trying to see into, or like make bigger, make a bigger deal about something I post or say that needs to be. And I push it back on them to do a little self reflection. It says resilience is your superpower. You are adaptable. You are built for survival. You are going to get through this. If lately it has felt like people have really been coming up against you, or if this again was something that happened to you a while ago and Spirit is just showing you, hey, we saw what you went through. And no, you're not crazy. That could be why this is coming through. You're building something for yourself. A cactus was there. So you haven't had the best nourishment, right? Cactuses thrive in deserts. So there's an energy of maybe you have felt like life has felt like a desert, parched. But new people are coming in to assist you. Yeah, so it says hidden from you. There was a lot that you had within you. This is High Priestess energy. Psychic ability, magical power, psychic attacks could have happened. And people kept you from you. You were hidden in plain sight from your own gifts. But that is no more. And some of you were hidden from this until it was safe enough for you to become this person, which is why I think I didn't become this person until later in life. And so now when these people come at you with those rumors and projections, you put your hand up and you say, I don't care what you have to say. You have boundaries now. You are emotionally detaching from these people and you are uninterested in what they have to say. You're stronger. And for many of you, you've been able to walk through this life, through this persecution, because your guides, your spirit guides have been your shield. And if you don't know who they are, connect in through meditation and see if you can pick up on energy of anyone. But just know that they're there. There is great fortune, big luck, financial increase, monetary gain, and also just happiness that you will get from following this spiritual path. It was almost like the people that were pulling you away from this path were also inadvertently, or maybe some of them were doing it on purpose, pulling you away from a lot of prosperity. You're also connecting with twin flame energy, or like maybe disconnecting from twin flame energy and connecting to pure love. It says 2 bodies, 1 soul, pure love. We're going to pull a couple more. Elimination of evils. So a lot of evil eye was projected towards you at this time and during this transition, but you're learning now how to protect yourself through sage, candle magic, prayer, protective amulets, mantras, meditation, spiritual protection, and visualization. Those are all different ways that you may be protecting yourself. And just honor what's ending, Pisces. You are no longer that person. And even if there's parts of you that still feel persecuted or still dealing with that witch wound, which did come up with the Scorpio full moon, honor that you're not that person anymore. And honor who you are becoming. One more. Yeah, it's beautiful. And this card is about all the chakras. And it says, adjust the posture, alignment, balance, chakras, breath, energy, and flow. So it's time for you to become who you were always meant to be aligned with your highest version of yourself, and to love yourself deeper and more passionately in your true alignment. So again, honor this period of things ending for you, of walking away from misaligned situations. Pluto destroyed your connections and is rebuilding them now, right? Saturn in Pisces really made you get serious about your spiritual walk. And now with Saturn going into Aries, it's time to implement your spirituality in a way that helps others. And maybe for some of you will result in you actually receiving a large fortune for your gifts. And this is not saying that we are using our gifts in a way that's not pleasing to God. But we're also eliminating the stigma that you cannot receive monetary gain from your gifts. You will be abundant, and you will learn and continue to learn more and more about your spiritual walk. I just feel like for some of you, I need to say this. This is just the tip of the iceberg of your spiritual gifts. You are about to really transform. And that is what that magician energy is, like pulling all of that energy from as above, so below into this world. You are about to impact many with your gifts, and they were always meant to shine. So no longer will they be blocked by these relationships that do not serve you. It's time for you to walk into your high priestess energy. And if you are ready, put an evil eye in the comments. You are protected. You are supported. And you're heading in a new direction where your gifts are greatly needed at this time. All right, Pisces, I love you so much, and I will see you again with another video tomorrow. Bye, guys.